Introduction. Welcome to this full summary of Learned Optimism by Martin E.P. Seligman. In this video, we'll dive deep into how your thinking patterns influence your success, health, relationships, and happiness, and how you can change those patterns using the science of optimism. Dr. Seligman, the father of positive psychology, explains how pessimism can be unlearned and optimism can be developed through conscious effort. Let's explore the chapters and core lessons step by step. Chapter 1. 2 Ways of Looking at Life. Seligman begins with the observation that people differ greatly in how they interpret life's setbacks. Some see failure as temporary, specific, and external. These are optimists. Others see failure as permanent, pervasive, and personal. These are pessimists. Lesson. Your explanatory style, how you explain events to yourself, determines whether you develop helplessness or hope. Chapter 2. Learned Helplessness. This chapter explores early experiments on dogs, where Seligman discovered that animals subjected to uncontrollable shocks eventually gave up trying to escape, even when escape was possible. This behavior mirrors human responses to adversity. Lesson. Helplessness isn't born, it's learned. And if it can be learned, it can be unlearned. Chapter 3. Explaining Misfortune. Here, Seligman introduces the 3 dimensions of explanatory style. 1. Permanence. This will last forever. 2. Pervasiveness. This affects everything I do. 3. Personalization. This is all my fault. Optimists use temporary, specific, and external explanations. Pessimists do the opposite. Lesson. The key to resilience is to change how you explain bad events. Chapter 4. Success and Failure. In this chapter, Seligman shows how explanatory style affects achievement. Optimistic athletes, students, and employees perform better and bounce back faster from setbacks. Lesson. Optimism doesn't just make you feel better, it makes you do better. Chapter 5. The Optimistic Child. Pessimism, says Seligman, is often learned in childhood, passed on by parents, teachers, and environments that highlight blame and criticism. But optimism can also be taught early. Lesson. Children need to be taught how to handle setbacks with a growth mindset and realistic optimism. Chapter 6. School. In schools, children face challenges that shape their explanatory style. Pessimistic children may internalize failure as a sign of incompetence. Optimistic children view setbacks as temporary and learn to try again. Lesson. Educators can change lives by teaching kids how to think optimistically about failure. Chapter 7. Work and Success. The workplace becomes a major stage for optimism. Optimistic salespeople sell more, and optimistic executives lead better. Companies that focus on mindset see better results. Lesson. Optimism is a powerful predictor of success, often more than IQ or talent. Chapter 8. Health. Optimism isn't just about mood, it impacts the body. Optimists have better immune systems, lower risk of heart disease, and live longer. Pessimism is associated with depression, anxiety, and even physical illness. Lesson. Optimism is not just psychologically healthy, it's biologically protective. Chapter 9. Politics, Religion, and Culture. Seligman explores how explanatory styles shape societies. Optimistic leaders inspire nations. Religions can promote hope. And cultural narratives influence collective resilience. Lesson. A society's overall optimism can predict its progress and harmony. Chapter 10. Changing Minds. This is the heart of the book, How to Shift from Pessimism to Optimism. Seligman presents the ABCDE method. A. Adversity. What happened? B. Belief. What did you tell yourself? C. Consequence. What did you feel or do? D. Disputation. Challenge the belief. E. Energization. Feel the shift. Lesson. Challenge negative self-talk and replace it with empowering interpretations. Chapter 11. The Realism of Optimism. Some critics argue that optimism is just self-delusion, but Seligman clarifies that realistic optimism is grounded in facts. It doesn't ignore problems, it sees them as solvable. Lesson. Optimism doesn't mean denying reality. It means interpreting reality in a constructive, hopeful way. Chapter 12. Flexible Optimism. Seligman concludes that optimism isn't always the best mindset. In situations where risk is high, like military or medicine, a cautious mindset may be better. But in most life domains, optimism yields greater rewards. Lesson. Learn to apply optimism wisely. Use it where it empowers you, and realism where safety is critical. Closing summary. Learned. Optimism teaches us that our internal dialogue shapes our reality. By identifying and challenging pessimistic thoughts, we reclaim our agency. We stop seeing ourselves as victims and begin to act with power and purpose. Whether you're facing personal struggles, career challenges, or mental health hurdles, Seligman's message is clear. You are not stuck with your mindset. You can learn optimism. Train your thoughts, question your beliefs, and choose a hopeful interpretation of life. Because the story you tell yourself becomes the life you live. If you found this summary helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment if you want summaries of more life-changing books. Remember, optimism is not just a trait, it's a skill, and it can be your superpower.